Hi, and welcome back to another video of the Target Individual Program, the Target Individual Experience. Finally able to upload videos on YouTube. So I started uploading them yesterday, which is Friday. Today's Saturday. Um, I, you know, try not to upload the video that they gave me the copyright strike for, which again I don't understand why, because the video never uploaded. Okay, so I'm gonna have to redo the video and in such a way that it doesn't get a copyright strike, um, because again the reason why I got that copyright strike is because of the video showing how they have hacked into my phone. And like I said, all of my apps were closed. There was no app that was running, yet you can hear a video playing on my phone. And again, all the apps was closed. And so when I use my screen recorder app to start recording, okay, you can hear the person's voice in the background, and this is why they did a copyright strike. They gave me a copyright strike. Therefore, suspended my YouTube account for a week. And during that week that my YouTube account was suspended, they started attacking me. But I was still doing videos, so I'm going to upload the rest of the videos. There's one particular video in which I need to do it on a different format, because I need to explain exactly what it is that they do, even though I do explain it in a video, but I need to, cross-reference with, some things that shows exactly what's being done. All right, so look forward to those videos. Those videos will be coming up, and like I said, they were that week. They were, man, they literally, okay, was attacking me. So because see, now they knew that I couldn't upload videos onto YouTube to expose what it is that they're doing, so they just went all out. Okay, like I said, they will always find ways, they will always adjust, come up with new ways to try to attack you, try to silence you if you're speaking out also. But you just got to keep doing the work. You got to keep exposing them. And this is what I'll continue to do. And so look forward to that. Also today I spoke with Pam. After speaking with her, the police came around with the sirens, and I text her because I'm at her house. She and the kids are on vacation, and I told her, I said, I'll come and clean up a bit, because again, you go on vacation and you come back, particularly my kids. It's like the house was such a state. To have them come back in such a messy place, it's like, and again, she doesn't understand the psychology of just being around a messy place every single day, except for when I clean it. Okay, but to come back in a messy place, it's kind of like, I know, because every time I come here and I feel it. You know what I'm saying? And I keep telling her, I said, this is a trigger for me. Okay, and so I tell her, I said, I'll clean up a bit. I'm not going to clean her entire house. I'm not going to do it. I will clean up the spaces where the kids are most of the time. And being that I was here, her deep freeze went out, and of course she's like, "Oh, told you should have only plugged one thing." I'm like, listen, I'm going to school for computer engineering. Okay, I know more about technology than you. All right, that is not it. You can have a deep freezer plug into a wall outlet, and you can have another, if it's two outlet within that wall circuit, or that wall outlet, you can put two things in there, as long as you are not exceeding, right, the maximum amperage of that outlet. Okay, so which is not, right, because all it's plugged into is Alyssa computer, and her monitor, which again I have it plugged into a circuit, a surge protector, right, that's attached to the wall. That's plugged into the wall circuit. So, but that is not it. It could be number of issue. It could be the compressor, because the deep freeze turns on, the light is on, but you hear a clicking sound every few minutes. And again, it's because it could be there's a leak, right? On top of that, she had so much food in that deep freeze, the weight, and on top of that, I found ice. So that can, when you have a buildup of ice like that, it could build up on a coil. I did open up the side of the deep freezer, clean it out, make sure that there's no dirt, dust, paper in there, anything like that. I did find a sticker in there. That's my daughter's sticker. I found it. I cleaned all that stuff out, and so I'm just wait for like another hour or so before I turn it back on and see what happened. If not, then I'll have to call someone to come take a look at the the compressor. Probably if it's a leak, probably seal it, and then add Freon, to continue. So these things happen, and like I tell us, and it's a good thing that I'm here, okay, because all the food that was in that deep freeze, had I not been here, she would have came home, all that food would be spoiled, smelling, the place would smell so bad, okay. And so you try to do people, I wouldn't say favor, but try to do good. Like I said, my kids are important to me, their mental health is important, and so I just didn't want them to come back to a messy apartment, because it's like I keep telling her, I said, when they grow up, they can't be like this. They cannot be like this, because first of all, no one is going to put up with that. Okay, maybe if they're lucky, they might find something, but still, you want to teach your kids to be better people, right? To be better adults, to be considerate adults, to be respectful adults, right? This is what you want to try to teach your kids, okay? These things, to have common sense, to be considerate of others, but to to identify when people are taking advantage, and to cut it off, right? So this is my reason for being here, and like I tell, I said, when you come, you don't got to do no laundry, because I'll do all the laundry. I'm doing their laundry, I'll do her laundry, and so yeah, I know some people might say, Nigel's stupid, or why is he doing all this, why is he doing all that. You gotta understand, okay, we're all being manipulated, right? I was manipulated. They've continued to try to manipulate me in many different ways. For the most part, a lot of their manipulation tactics don't work anymore, okay? But I still know that I have built-in triggers which they've programmed inside of me, and so I'm always trying to identify those triggers and to not act in a manner in which they want me to act, which is in a negative fashion, right? And I know she's being manipulated too, okay, regardless of whatever it is that they tell her, whatever it is that they've done to her, right? She's also being manipulated. The thing is with her is that she's like most people today. Most people today refuse to believe that they can be manipulated psychologically, okay? And you see them walking around like zombies. You see their behavior. You see, how they feel like they can do whatever they want to do to you because you're a TI, right? And so, I do understand that, but again, because of the technology, it's a hard thing to deal with. For the most part, it's a very hard thing to deal with. And so we try to do our best. I try to do my best. And so this is what we have to do as TIs. But if you have kids, like I have kids, I have 3 kids, okay? And I always say the mental health, and not just the mental, but the physical health of their mothers is important to me, right? Because they live with their mothers. They don't live with me. Now, they may not be concerned about my mental health and my physical health, right? And that's okay. But when it comes to my kids, I will do what I need to do to make sure that they are not affected by this as much as if I wasn't involved in their life. Because if I wasn't involved in that, I can imagine, who they would be as an adult, just by understanding certain things about their parents, about the other parents, right? And so I try to do my best. Okay, and that doesn't make me a sucker. It doesn't make me, a simp or what have you. What it makes me is a father who's concerned about his kids, right? And a father who will, some will do things that, even though it doesn't benefit me, right? But actually it does, because having happy kids, it's a benefit to me. Okay, so I hope you guys understand that, right? So yeah, because you see me here going back and forth, something about talking about parents, because I do. This is what I do. I'm documenting my targeting. I'm documenting what has happened to me in this program, right? This non-consensual human experimentation program that uses a psychological program to try to discredit and silence myself, as well as you as a TI. Because again, the use of psychiatry is what they use to get away with it. Okay? I read something yesterday, and I think I posted on my Facebook page, from Julian McKinney, who was an NSA analyst and who had to leave because she was being driven out, because again she had asked for an investigation into the of the letters that she was getting about people complaining about being attacked by microwave and directed energy weapons. And when she brought it to the attention of her supervisors, higher ups, she became a target. Okay. And so I just want people to understand that there are those people out there who have, and again, this is not anything new. There are people out there who work in these agencies and who've tried to come forward with the truth, and they become targets. Okay. So one of the here we go. This is called mind control, ritual abuse. Information service. Let me see if I can find where are we at here? Okay. Where is it? Is it mind control projects? Gotta excuse me for a minute here. I'm just trying to find the article in which Gillian McKinney spoke about. Okay, and right now, why don't I see it? Did they remove it? I'm not sure they removed it or not, but I was definitely able to find it yesterday. No problem at all. Okay, here it is. I found it. There we go. So this is Julian McKinney. Turn the screen around so you guys can see. And what she says, which is very, interesting, because I think the same thing's happening today, even more so, And it talks about, and again, you will find a lot of information on Russian mind control experimentation. You'll find a few of the U.S., particularly CIA, MK Ultra, and other sub programs. But it's interesting because here she's talking about the strategies of the KGB. And we talk about Zetsuzung, which is a similar program run by the again KGB in East Germany. Okay, and here she's talking about where she says it was noted that the KGB success depend on the extensive use of informant network and agent provocateurs, and following Bliznett's rise to power, on the use of drugs and psychiatry for further purpose of manipulation and control. Shadowing, bugging, slandering, blacklisting, and other related tactics were also cited as serving KGB purposes. Participants in the conference agreed that the KGB obvious intent was to divide and isolate the populace, to spread fear, and to silence dissenters. All right, so what does that tell you? Again, today, this is the website. Let me go to show you guys the website. Okay, this is the website right here. So you guys can go on there. There's a bunch of information. And the funny thing, I've never really saw this website before. Never saw the website before, but it's there, and there's a lot of information on there. Okay, so like I said, we're all being manipulated. Okay, and I know sometimes it's hard as TIs to understand that, because I know there are times where, even though I know this, it still affects me. Okay, so regardless if you know it, it will still affect you. Now, it may not affect you as much as if you didn't know. That way, in terms of, then they really have emotional control over you, and they really can control your mind using the silent sound spread spectrum, right? Because again, you're not even understanding what's going on. But once you begin to understand, and once you begin to see the program and the tactics for control and manipulation, you get a better understanding, and it becomes very difficult for them to manipulate you in such a manner as they've done before. Hence the reason why they will now up the ante in terms of discrediting you, in terms of trying to incarcerate you or institutionalize you, to move you away from the general populace, because they don't want you to share the information that you know with others. Okay, this is what they do. Okay, and so when there are times they'll send me subliminal message about they're going to use Pam to accuse me of something, and because they have exhausted all other I shouldn't say exhausted, but they have tried other ways that didn't work, so I'll always come back here. And I've told this, I said, when I first met, I said, you have to be careful with the people who you meet, because a lot of them will be sent into your life to manipulate you, to try to get you in trouble so that they can use you against me. And I've told her this plenty of times, but of course, for some people who don't want to believe, as she didn't want to believe, and I definitely think that they might have entrapped her in some way, or got her caught up into something, because again, this is what they do. I know that I warned my other son, I warned him about it. I said, you need to be very careful of the people who you hang out with. I told my youngest kids, except for my daughter, I haven't spoken to her about it yet, but my son Ethan, I spoke to him about it. I said, you need to be careful of people who you meet, particularly online. Okay, and that's why I had to install certain extensions that block him from going on certain sites. Okay, so as a TI, you have to understand this. You have to be diligent. I know it's hard because the targeting, you're tired. Sometimes you want to sleep because of the microwave technology, and they can put you to sleep at will using these technologies. So it's nothing new. Yesterday I went to bed at 4 something in the morning, and I woke up a little after 7, and I'm thinking it's like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, because I wasn't tired, I was, it's like I had a good rest. But when I looked at the time, and I was like, holy shit, why is it that I woke up so early? Okay. But they woke me up early because Pamela, she was on her way to Vegas. She was at the airport, and she texted me about going to my daughter's school because they were giving they had a supply giveaway, right? So I said to myself, oh, that's why they wake me up so early, because they wanted me to go so they can target me. But I didn't go. I was like, no, because I understand what was happening, and I didn't go. And they were mad. They were mad that I didn't go. Okay, literally they were mad, right? And I can tell they were mad because when the time passed when she was supposed to go, what do you think happened? They started with the sirens, the plane flying overhead, helicopter flying overhead, but I just didn't, like I said, I realized that I was woken up artificially, and had I went there, who knows what might have happened, and I'm not going to let them try to catch me out there like that, to where if I go there, all of a sudden I start to feel tired because I barely get any sleep, and they're targeting me so much that you have that anxiety build up, and then you start to experience what's called a fight or flight phenomenon, and I wasn't going to fall for that trap. So yeah, and again, and the fact that the school just called her, okay, they didn't give her a week warning or a couple of days warning, but they literally call her, I believe it was late at night, because I had the text, right? I think it was like after 12 at night. How the hell is the school calling you after 12 at night to tell you about some supply giveaway on Friday? The next, not even on Friday, but in the morning. I don't get it. So I'm glad I didn't go, really and truly, because who knows what might have happened. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video.